Welcome to Rewrite Recovery. My name is Chris and I am super excited about this episode. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite videos on the internets. That video is the backwards bike video. If you haven't seen this thing, it is amazing. It's gotten millions of views. I kind of don't know how you haven't seen it, but the link is in the description of this video below. The video was made by Destin from Smarter Every Day, which is just an incredible channel. You should go check out all of his stuff. It is brilliant. What I love about this video is it has incredible truths and implications around addiction. I don't even know if he was meaning to do it. Listen, I've used this video a lot. And so I felt like I maybe owed a little bit of money to him because, you know, I use it a lot. So I got my shirt. I've been dying to get a backwards bike shirt and I am super excited about it. Here's what I love about this video when it comes to addiction and the implications for discipline in early recovery. I want you to think of a regular bike as addiction. And now I want you to think of the backwards bike as recovery. In early recovery, it's clumsy. We kind of don't know what we're doing. There's a lot of new concepts you need to learn, and honestly, it can be daunting. It can be difficult. It can be really, really hard. But we know how to ride the normal bike. We know how to go back to our addiction. In early recovery, we're trying to do something different. We're trying to create new neural pathways in our brains. We're trying to set new coping skills and new behaviors. So in the experiment, Destin spends 8 months riding a backwards bike, like 15 minutes a day. But after 8 months, he's able to ride the backwards bike, which is incredible. He then goes to Amsterdam, and when I show this in a treatment facility, the first line of the video always gets a laugh.
I did something that damaged my mind. It happened on the streets of Amsterdam.
Ha 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 ha, because they sell marijuana in Amsterdam. Okay. He then tries to ride a regular bike. Here is what I love. He can't even ride it. He can't even ride it. He tries to get on the bike and he can't even ride it. And you know, everyone's laughing at him and it's kind of a weird moment for him as he talks about in the video. If you do the things that you need to do in recovery, there may be a point where you could be offered your drug of choice, or you could be wanting or feeling a trigger to go do the thing that you're trying to not do, and you won't even know how to do it. Now, the other part of this video is it only takes him 20 minutes to ride the regular bike. So there's only about 20 minutes or so before his brain remembers and he relapses and goes right back to riding a regular bike. Why this is so important is in early recovery, it can be really, really hard to do the right thing. And 8 months sounds like an eternity for somebody who just showed up to treatment or is maybe just beginning to engage with this idea of recovery. That can feel like a lifetime. 8 days can feel like a lifetime. The great hope in this video is that you won't even be able to ride a regular bike. Now, if you keep a bunch of regular bikes in your garage and all of your friends still ride regular bikes, and maybe you just sit on a regular bike every now and then, you're probably going to ride a regular bike again. In recovery, we need to build our support system of friends who now ride backwards bikes. I no longer ride with people who ride a normal bike. I have to delete the numbers out of my phone of all of my old regular bike riding friends. And I need to grow a support community of men and women who now ride the backwards bike. One of the hard truths in recovery is that some of this stuff is a discipline. It's gonna be hard to maybe go to a meeting or to share in a meeting or to find a sponsor or to listen to your therapist or to follow medication management as you should. All of these things can be really tough, and it is a discipline. And discipline can be tough. Some of us don't like it all that much. But let me read to you what scripture says about it. This is in Hebrews 12, and this is verses 11 through 13. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. And I want to stop there for just a second, because whenever I watch this backwards bike video, I think to myself, certainly there was a point where Destin's family was like, what are you doing? Right? I'm sure there was points for himself, like around 6 or 7 months, where he was like, listen, I don't think anyone can ride this bike ever. I'm done. But he stuck with it, and by 8 months, this moment happens where he can ride the backwards bike. It was a discipline, and he stuck to it. And what we have to know in recovery is the reason that it worked is that in those 8 months, he didn't just ever get on a regular bike. That wouldn't have worked. He stayed off of a regular bike. He made that a boundary. I'm not going to ride the regular bike. I'm going to do this for science. And then he just rode the backwards bike. So again, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees. Make level paths for your feet, so that the lame may not be disabled, but rather healed. Discipline can be tough. It can be painful, but it's necessary, especially in early recovery, and really for a sustained, long-lasting recovery. So discipline. Can we do it? What disciplines have you added to your recovery? Last thing I want you to do is this. I want you to take your hands and I want you to put them together, right? Just close your eyes, put them together, right? However you want to do it. You could probably do it because you're so comfortable. You know how your hands lock together. Here's what I want you to do for the rest of the time I'm talking. I want you to interlock your fingers the other way, a way that would be uncomfortable for you. Kind of think of it, it's going to be similar feeling to, when you get in a relationship with somebody new and you hold hands and it's kind of weird because your hand goes on top and their hand goes on the bottom and there's an awkward moment there. It's going to be kind of like that, all right? Just keep it there. I have this conversation with families a lot of times who have a hard time wondering why. We could go back to the thing that we say we want to stop doing. Why do we go back? Again, keep it like this. Hold your hands like this. I know it doesn't hurt, but it's uncomfortable, right? It doesn't hurt, but it's a little uncomfortable. Sometimes I'll ask men to sit in 12-step meeting and not share. They don't have to share. They just have to go and just do this. Just do this for a bit. Just hang out there like this, okay? Now we've been doing this for a couple of seconds now. It's been a little bit of time. It hasn't been too long, but it's still a little uncomfortable, right? Here's what I want you to do. Now put your hands back the way you normally would. That feels better. That's comfortable. In early recovery, we've got to do some things that are uncomfortable for a while. Eventually, though, this will become comfortable. Riding a backwards bike will become comfortable. So much so that even if you are shown a regular bike, you won't even know how to ride it. That is the great hope. And that's why I love this video. And that's why I love my shirt. Man, I wish we had a backwards bike at every treatment center. It's probably a liability and it's probably not a good idea. So I want to leave you with this. What disciplines have you added to your recovery? What disciplines do you need to add to your recovery? Are you still hanging out with people that ride regular bikes? Do you still have phone numbers of people that ride regular bikes? Do you have regular bikes in your garage? I'm not talking about bikes. So I want to thank Destin from Smarter Every Day for making, honestly, one of the best videos ever on the internets. I will continue to use it. I will continue to show it to men and women in treatment centers and to individuals that I work with. I'm Chris with Rewrite Recovery, and we'll see you next time. I was told by a friend that I need like a sign off, and so I'll just try one. And if it's no good, just tell me it's no good, and we'll try a different one next week. I'm Chris with Rewrite Recovery, one day at a time. That's not good. I'm not gonna be able to. I got it. Okay. I'm Chris with Rewrite Recovery. Your story starts here.